Hey everyone, I just wanted to take the time to show you guys my 6x12 cargo trailer that's a single axle that I built back in 2018. This video is going to be going over the external components that includes the dealer add-ons that I had purchased, as well as the stuff that I have also put onto the trailer myself and installed. So first we'll start off with the tongue of the trailer. This black box is a 12-volt battery that was a dealer option with these mounts. And it supplies the internal and external dome lights for our trailer. The battery gets charged by this junction box that connects to our 7-pin connector. So when that thing is connected to our vehicle, it will be charging. We've left the light on for about 5 days straight when it was just parked, and there has been no issues with the battery capacity on this 12 volts. Because these lights are LEDs, it makes it to whereas there's very little to no output with those lights. So it's really forgivable, if you're out and you leave a light on or you forget to charge it for a little bit. The next thing we got here are these anti-sway, anti-bounce Anderson system that connects to the coupler and the hitch up here. Now, why this is important for those people that are new to hauling single axles or beginning to haul single axle trailers is they tend to bounce. And if you're back on a rocky road or you're on the highway and you end up bumping into something, the back end will actually lift, and I've seen it lift to about as far as a foot. So this system will actually keep that back end down, and it will keep it from getting the death wobbles. So if your trailer is too far weighted down in the aft portion, then your trailer could end up being susceptible to a sway, and when it starts swaying, it will get worse and worse and worse until the trailer actually flips, what could eventually flip your towing vehicle. So this does both. It keeps the wheels from bouncing, it keeps the trailer from swaying, and keeps everybody safe. We have 6 individuals that go in this trailer, so we want to make sure that everybody traveling is at no risk. Now, I mentioned that we have 6 different people, which includes 2 adults, 2 kids, and 2 dogs. So there's a lot of movement in this trailer, and so much to whereas just using this skid plate and putting it down once we detach the trailer isn't enough. So we have to use these jacks right here, and those will actually add stability as like an outrigger would to an RV. Extremely helpful. Keeps that side to side wiggle of the trailer when everybody's inside at a very minimum. Highly recommend. The next thing I have to show you is this skid plate. What I'd recommend is getting a nose wheel, which we carry with us inside the trailer, so that when you are dispersed camping, or you get yourself into the backwoods of somewhere and there's no real place to turn around, you can put the nose wheel on. And with single axle trailers rather than a double axle trailer, you can pivot and swing around a single point. So your maneuverability greatly increases and can get you out of those types of situations where your typical length of your trailer and your towing vehicle is most likely going to be over 20-25 feet. So this allows you to turn around with a limited footprint and high maneuverability. Okay, so that's everything that I wanted to show you up front there. The next thing that I wanted to show you was the 36-inch door that's also an option or available. It's just nice to have a door that's wider so that when you bring anything bigger in, such as a paddleboard, It's you know, gives you that flexibility that you want, and so you're not hitting or damaging your walls. One of the bigger options that I found, which helps this trailer, you know, compete with a lot of those like 25, 30, 40, $45,000 RVs, is the option to get a 4-inch lift. And once you have this 4-inch lift, it gives you a whole bunch of clearance and access to trails that a whole lot of RV types can't access to. So the whole thing behind this trailer was to get you out into the forest away from people, right? And what's the best way that I can do that? Well, you got to have clearance. You got to be able to, you know, ride non-graded roads, and that's what that helps out with. So that's definitely one of the highlights of the external parts of this trailer. The next thing up here is our 200-watt solar panels, and you know, when you're installing these, you just make sure that you give them plenty of caulk, but even more importantly, with the metal to metal contact, you know, making sure there's some silicone tape down below that water seals, you know, that connection point and prevents any leaking. And that's one thing that we had happen with us in the front right side. Luckily, we were able to catch it, you know, really fast, and there was, you know, no damage. The next thing you might notice is that, you know, these cables are going through the 12x12 vent, and you are always going to need a 12x12 vent or some sort of window, just to keep the airflow, you know, from being stagnant. But those cords aren't going through, you know, somewhere else in the trailer, mainly because I didn't want to drill another hole in the side or the roof. And that 12x12 cover will actually be able to cover the cords and the sides, so whereas no rain or precipitation gets inside of the trailer, even with those cords, you know, running through the top right there. So it's been pretty good for us just to only have 200 watts. We run a Dometic fridge, and we also run, you know, and charge our batteries, and that gets us through, you know, more than enough charge with our Goal Zero 1400 watt battery. There's our external dome light. It helps us be able to see at night without using a headlamp, which is really nice. And then the last thing we have here is our rear door ramp, which I'll show you guys how we use that in our other video of when we show you everything going on internally with the trailer, and you know what kind of adjustments that we made inside of there. All right, and be sure to grab, you guys, if you are going to go out and get a single axle, you know, one of these leveling kits right here. You know, you're gonna put that behind the tire, back up your tire onto you know, the upper part of that yellow honeycomb, and hit the parking brake while somebody else comes out, you know, and puts that in front. And that's used just in case the trailer isn't level wherever you park it, so you can sleep better at night, you know, without having that, you know, left or right lateral instability. All right, well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you for part 2.